Well, this could be a great gift for the art lover on your list. You can see the inner workings of Cincinnati's art scene on a new downtown walking tour. You get to go to all kinds of cool places. Kathy DeBras from ArtsWave and Miranda McGee from American Legacy Tours are here to tell us how we can all take part. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
Kathy, let me start with you. How did you guys come up with this idea of doing a walking tour, of being able to go inside some of these cool places like behind the scenes at Music Hall? Where did it come from?
So it came from the leadership of American Legacy, which you know them for the brewery tours, for the sports tours, for the haunted tours. And they said, well, what about the arts? Well, there is such a story of the arts.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a history that happens 100 years back. People like Mary Emery, like Anna Sinton Taft, who started our organization, they were imagining things that are here now. Like they were saying, okay, how do we get a graduate school of music? How are we going to figure out how to keep the symphony full time? What about an opera? Well, maybe we should put it in a zoo. Like literally, these things were happening when Cincinnati was growing like New York. And so we tell those stories, and then we show people the neat things you'll never see otherwise.
Well, Miranda, tell us some of the things that you get to see on the tour. So you get to hear kind of the history of how these things came about, and then you show us behind the scenes at Music Hall. I've never been behind the scenes, you know, that kind of thing.
Pretty much. So what's unique about this tour is each one is different. It's such a huge collaboration between like the Art Academy, the different theaters in town, etc. Because of performance things going on,
Right.
It's kind of changes each time where you can go in, etc. But you are getting the awesome history, and then you get to find out the innovations that are happening at each of these different organizations due to mostly funding from ArtsWave. So it's just some of the incredible stuff happening at the Symphony, at Cincinnati Shakespeare, at Ensemble. It's pretty amazing. And we kind of do a loop of the Over the Rhine area, and we end, or our second last stop is the Emery Theatre, which I've talked about on here before with all the ghosts.
Yes.
Except then you actually get the cool history of the Children's Theatre and how it all loops back to the Emery, which is cool.
So Kathy, tell us a little bit about, so you mentioned a couple, but when you go on this tour, if you're giving this, say, as a gift to somebody, what are some of the places that you can tell them that they do get to stop? You mentioned the Emery, you mentioned the Art Academy, but what are, or was the Art Academy one?
Art Academy was, yeah.
So what are some of these places?
You will get 5 inside views. Like Miranda said, they're going to change because they're theaters. They're performing at different times. So it could be that you're going to see inside Ensemble Theater. It could be that you're inside Shakespeare Theater. It could be you'll try to be at the new Children's Theater, but it is a hard hat environment, so we are mixing it up. So that's what's really fun. You could go on this twice and get a really different
Oh, that's neat to know. Yeah, so each time when you take a look, you can buy this certificate to do this, and it could be, you know, one week you're doing this one, the next week you're doing 5 different ones. That's really neat. Miranda, since you take people on these, and I know you are experienced at a lot of these places, what is one of your favorites to show people?
One of my favorites to show people is probably going into the Art Academy, because the exhibitions are constantly changing, and the history of the Art Academy is kind of incredible, and it goes back to the Art Museum, and it's always exciting, and people can actually purchase some of the art if they're interested for a really unique gift, especially this time of year.
Well, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Right? Gifts inside of gifts where you can find. Perfect. All right, ladies, if people want to buy one of these tours and give it as a gift or take it themselves, where can they find information on it?
That's super easy. You can go to either of our websites. So you can go to artswave.org, or you can go to the American Legacy tour site as well. So go either place, walk and enjoy, and you know, happy holidays.
Happy holidays, and get to see all these behind the scenes of all these amazing organizations that, you know, we take for granted sometimes, I think we have here in this area. So get to see the inner workings of them. Love it. What a great idea. Ladies, thank you, and happy holidays to you.
Hey there. Yeah, you could stop watching right now, but let's be honest, you don't want to do that. Hit the links or click subscribe to see more amazing content from all of us here at Local 12.